If the video touches your heart, give it a like, and if you are new to this channel, please stay tuned by subscribing the channel. Thanks everyone. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. The most important thing is to be yourself. Unless you can be Batman, always be Batman. The world is mud luscious and puddle wonderful. I am a little church, no great cathedral, far from the splendor and squalor of hurrying cities. To be human is to be aware of the frailty of our existence. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. The most amazing thing about the universe is that it knows itself. The world is full of people who have never, since childhood, met an open doorway with an open mind. The most dangerous enemy to truth and freedom amongst us is the compact majority. Life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. Always the beautiful answer who asks a more beautiful question. Whenever you think or you believe or you know you're a lot of other people, but the moment you feel you're nobody but yourself. To be brave is to love someone unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. We are for each other. Then laugh, leaning back in my arms, for life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. Trust your heart if the seas catch fire, live by love though the stars walk backward. A person who has never made a mistake never tried anything new. To be a poet is a condition, not a profession. I arise in the morning, torn between a desire to improve the world and a desire to enjoy the world. I will take the sun in my mouth and leap into the ripe air. It's not what you say to everybody else that determines your life, it's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. Unbeing dead isn't being alive. I like my body when it is with your body. It is so quite new a thing, muscles better and nerves more. Love is the whole and more than all. Unless you love someone, nothing else makes sense. It takes two to make a murder. There are born victims, born to have their throats cut as the cut throats are born to be hanged. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and to let it come in. The snow doesn't give a soft white damn whom it touches. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The world is not a problem to be solved. It is a living being to which we belong. I imagine that yes is the only living thing. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science. To be nobody but yourself, in a world which is doing its best, night and day, to make you everybody else, means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Listen, there's a hell of a good universe next door. Let's go. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. I am only a little planet, but I go round and round. It's always ourselves we find in the sea. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. The most wasted day of all is that on which we have not laughed. I am a little church, no great cathedral, far from the splendor and squalor of hurrying cities. The most beautiful discovery true friends make is that they can grow separately without growing apart. The artist is no other than he who unlearns what he has learned in order to know himself. One's not half two, it's two or halves of one. Nothing is impossible, the word itself says, I'm possible. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Die for dreams, or a slogan may topple you. Trees are their roots, and wind is wind. I am a writer who came from a sheltered life. A sheltered life can be a daring life as well, for all serious daring starts from within. A poet is somebody who feels and who expresses his feelings through words. This may sound easy. It isn't. Once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. I like my body when it is with your body. It is so quite new a thing, muscles better and nerves more. The earth laughs in flowers. The eyes of my eyes are opened. I'm living so far beyond my income that we may almost be said to be living apart. The thing about democracy, beloveds, is that it is not neat, orderly, or quiet. It requires a certain relish for confusion. It takes a lot of courage to grow up and be who you really are. I have no money, no resources, no hopes. I am the happiest man live. The world is mud luscious and puddle wonderful. I'm never without it, your heart. I'm just like anyone. I cut and I bleed, and I embarrass easily. A politician is an arse upon which everyone has sat except a man. Once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. The most important part of a story is the ending. Life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. I imagine that yes is the only living thing. We are most alive when we're in love. It's such a beautiful day, I can't bear to think of yesterday. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. I'd rather learn from one bird how to sing than teach 10,000 stars how not to dance. The world is mud luscious and puddle wonderful. The only way to get something done is to do it yourself. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. The snow doesn't give a soft white damn whom it touches. I'd rather learn from one bird how to sing than teach 10,000 stars how not to dance. Thank you very much for watching the video till the end.